Greetings, welcome to another video. Today I wanted to take you through one of my favorite pieces of triathlon training equipment. Now it's not really triathlon training equipment specific, but what it is my triathlon training journal. So I have been using this journal to track my workouts, race goals, video ideas, all kinds of stuff for I would say, well, definitely for the last year. So I just thought I would show you all about it. I'm quite proud of it. I've been filling it out dutifully during that entire time, and I think it's of great value. I do track my workouts with my Garmin and on Strava, so you know I'm able to go back and look at all that digital feedback, but I'm kind of old school here and I like pen and paper, and this book has been just so great. I leave it open on my desk with you know, that day of the week that's showing, and I have all my workouts written down in it, and I've just found it just really useful. The other thing that I really like about it too is it gives you something physical to actually go back through and look to see just how much progress. Like I can go back through this and just see how much progress I've made in the last year since I got off the couch and started triathlon training, did all my events. So what, for example, I was thinking about it today. I went out for a run. Today was just an easy paced run. And even though I was kind of running slow, I thought to myself, you know, you're still doing okay, because if I flipped back through this book from a year ago, or not even that long ago, and compared my runs compared to what they are now, or whatever it is, even my slow run today was way faster than some of my early runs when I just started, you know, relearning how to, you know, get out and do any kind of effort. So for that, I think it's just fantastic. So yeah, I thought I'd open it up and give you a tour. I hope you enjoy. All right, so here we are. So I don't have a tripod that I can hook up to my desk, you know, give you that nice overhead shot. You know, one step at a time. I'll get there. Anyway, let's talk about the book itself. The book itself is one of those planners that, you know, if you go on to YouTube and type in, you know, plan with me and let's do layouts together. I am, you know, I'm a creative person, but I don't do planners. So, but I bought this planner at Michael's about the summer before last, and it's one of their brands. It's like the Michael's Recollection brand. And I'm very sad because I've gone back there. This one runs out at the end of next month, December 2022. And I've gone back looking for the same thing again because I love the coil. It's held together really well. It's got nice stiff covers, and this, I'll show you the layouts, lots of room to write everything. And I can't find any. So I did buy a replacement for 2023. I'll give you a quick glance of that. It's totally fresh and brand new. I haven't even written anything in it yet. I think I'm still in denial that I can't get this same book again, but here we are. So these are just stickers that I've got from, you know, various pieces of kit and things that I've picked up, and I didn't know what else to do with them, so I just stuck them on my book. So this is an 18-month calendar, and we'll just, I'll take you through some of the highlights. One of the first things I have, this is a year at a glance calendar that I'm not using as a year at a glance. I've called it the 50 things before 50 list. So this is just a list of all the things, and I'm still working on it, of the things I'd like to do. And not before I turn 50, but which is next spring, but you know, as I get into my 50s, in my 50th year. And I'm happy to see that I've accomplished quite a few of these things already, like get a bike trainer and do the Whistler Grand Fondo 2022 and get a GoPro, like these types of things. So, you know, these aren't all huge bucket list, you know, for my 50th birthday kind of stuff ideas. It's just, you know, just something to kind of keep track of a wish list. I've got many different training plans listed out here. Like this one was just a sample of what to do during the week, about, you know, Monday through Sunday. A little chart of the half Ironman distances that I will be attempting in the spring when I do the half Ironman 70.3 Victoria. These books come with stickers. Like there's a sheet of stickers in here, and I think I've used about 3 of them. And there's a pocket. There's a little folder here with pockets. And in here I've just got a post-it note that I used to have hanging up with the races for 2022 that I did. I have one left. It's the Elf Run in early December, but these are all the other races that I did this year. I actually have this up in my kitchen cupboard, and as I did the races, I ticked them off. What else have I got in here? Just, this is my David Goggins 4x4x48 challenge. I'm going to be doing that soon, hopefully. And I did a separate video on that. The audio is just rubbish. I'm so sorry, but you know, it's I set out a video about what I'm going to be doing. And this I kept this because I'm very proud of this. When I first got off the couch and started training, this is the plan that I followed, and this is a 41 week get off the couch and train for a marathon plan. And I knew I wasn't just going to go for a marathon. I knew I wanted to do a triathlon, but I mean, I needed to just start exercising. So I downloaded this off of This Messy Happy his website, and they have a bunch of free training plans. I'll link, I think I've linked to their channel before. I'll link to where I got this from, and I just started following it and taking the days off. And again, I had this hung up very visible on my kitchen cupboard so I could see every day, and as I did the workouts, check them off. It was a great visual graphic, and I've since, you know, I outgrew this very quickly, but I kept using it kind of as just like a visual tracker. I'm a very visual person, and I have replaced that with a Ironman specific training one that I've made. And yeah, but gotta keep that because it's pretty special. So I'll flip through to last year. So every month has a tab, and they're nice thick pages, and then they have a monthly spread, so the whole month calendar, and then every week is broken down into a separate page, and then it just kind of keeps going on, and then it gets into the next month, and you keep going. So what I've been doing is writing out, I wrote my workouts, specifically what I was going to be doing each day, and then I'd write, you know, what I did, how long I went, what my pace was, you know, and then I just kind of continued on doing that. And I liked that this book had a little bit of room on the side to make some notes about how I felt, if I was sore, if I was tired, or, you know, if I just wanted to sit around and eat cookies. I made notes about that. And then at the very bottom, there was a nice space where I could write, you know, just a summary of the week and what happened. And so that's what I've been doing. I just kept going, and I was very consistent with this. I'm so happy to have this book. I'm so happy to have this book. And then what I started to do after that, if I can skip forward to March of this year, is when I started getting into my races. So you'll see I got a little bit more, I was very consistent with my training and all the disciplines. When I started doing runs and races, I started stapling my bibs in here too. So that was kind of a nice way to store them, because I mean, I never, you know, what do you do with your race bibs? I mean, I don't know. So I just thought I'd staple or stick them in here. and it's turned out quite well to do that. And yeah, so this is my training journal. All the colors mean nothing. They're totally random. So March 14th to the 20th, for example, this week was yoga, and then I did swim and run. I did some strength training, more swimming and running. Look at it here. I skipped this workout. See, I'm not perfect. Run, longer run. This was like a 17.3 kilometer run, and then my week summary at the end. It's just been so great. It's so nice to be able to look back at these pages now and go, oh yeah, like look at how far I've come, or look what I was doing and the volume I was doing just at a glance. I like it. Like I said, I do track all of that in Garmin, but it is so nice. Excuse me, my nose is running constantly. It is so nice to just have this book and all of the things that are in it. And here, open water swim. Like I started open water swimming. This is April 16th last year. I did 570 meters at the beach, just to basically test out my gear. And it was cold, but I did it. I remember that being a really nice sunny day, and it was great. Here's another bib. This one was the half marathon. I trained so hard for that race. Just so good. And then May, I think, when did I start CrossFit? I think I started CrossFit this month as well. And I love CrossFit. I keep saying I gotta get back to CrossFit, and I'm still not back into CrossFit, but here we are. Yeah, so just keeps going on. And then end of August was my big wrap up for all my my A races for the year. I did some pretty big days leading up to September, which again, this is a really busy month. It was, I had my schedule for my triathlon written here. The races, I had four races going on in September, in the first, really the first 2 weeks. So I did an open water swimming race. I did the Vancouver Triathlon. Then I did the Whistler Grand Fondo. And then the Saturday after that, I did another 10K race. And again, I've got all of my stuff in here about this. Here's my triathlon bib. I'm so proud of this. And this was the little tag on my bike. Grand Fondo. Here's the tag that went on the front of my bike, and that was the wristband. And then the 10K race the week after. Just so great to have this book. And so here I am in November, and getting down again, as a monthly overview. I actually started writing down, just not my planned workouts, but what I actually did. So at a glance, I can go through and go, okay, this month of November, I've been doing the 30 by 30 running challenge. So run 30 minutes every day for the 30 days in November. I'm a couple, today's the end. We're getting toward the end of this week here. I have to fill this out, but I've been just writing down all of the things that I've been doing. And then I get into December, and this is going to be my last month in this book, and I'm so sad about that. But I do have a replacement. I think it'll be fine. I hope I'm as happy with it as I have been with this book. And just to kind of wrap up this little tour here, there's a notes section in the back. So I do have the rest of my training schedule through to the Ironman in May drafted out. Come on, one more page. So I have January, February. I skip a page. It's a little, all over the place. It's not perfect. March, April, and then May, written out, so that I can transfer this into my new book, which I haven't done yet. But this is the plan that I'm going to fall out to train for the half Ironman because that'll be my A race for 2023. This page here is where I've just been brainstorming my 2023 race schedule. So I listed out most of the races, if not all the races that I did this year. Kind of tried to ballpark what the date would be for 2023 based on what they were in 2022, and if I've registered for it or not, how much I paid for it, and then I ranked them actually, like what's important to me, what's medium important to me, and what's, you know, okay, I'll register this if I want to, if not, you know, no bother. But so my A races for next year are obviously Ironman 70.3, the Vancouver Triathlon, which will be next September, and I'm also eyeing up another triathlon later in September that same month. And then, you know, my B races are more like the half marathons, some of the more challenges, another open water swim challenge, things like that. And then my C races are just like a bunch of 10K races that go on in Vancouver every year. So those are just, this is where I start planning out the year ahead. And I'm back. My battery died. Does that mean I'm a real YouTuber now? Because my battery died? So it's all good. I got more. This page, I just was flipping the page so that I was just talking about my 2023 race planning. On this page, actually, I'm really glad I made this list. This was the list, the Fondo to-do list. So this was all the stuff that I wanted to bring or do, or that I had to do to get ready to race the Whistler, Vancouver Whistler Grand Fondo. It was a 122 kilometer bike ride. It was almost 2,000 meters of elevation. It was hell on earth and a total sufferfest. Don't know if I'll do it again. But this was my kind of checklist of the day. I had another checklist for the triathlon too. But what I'm really glad I did was I wrote some Fondo follow-up notes. So I think that's really important too. And what I like about this book is that I wrote, if I ever do an event like this again, like like the big if, here are the things I wish I would have had. And I made a list of the things, and I did this like after the Fondo, like I don't know if I did it that same day or it was probably the next day before I forgot. You know, I wish I would have had more food in my jersey and more variety in the food. I wish I would have taken a sun visor, a sun hat to put on after, because when I got up there, it was still really sunny and hot, and I forgot to bring a hat. I wish I would have had Advil, like pain medicine, on the bike and in the car to take afterwards. I would have been popping Advil during the ride because I was a hurting unit. I wish I would have had hand wipes in the car so I could like wipe the dried sweat and the salty crystal, you know, off my face and my hands, because, you know, there's just porta potties everywhere. Like it would have been so nice to be able to just freshen up a little bit. I wish I would have remembered to grab the big blanket in my car to go sit on in the park afterwards, or had a separate towel to sit on in the park. I wish I would have had extra drinking water. I'm gonna buy a shade tent. I wish I would have had more hydration tablets, you know, in the car and on the bike. I wish I would have brought my headphones. I didn't bring my headphones because I thought I was going to be riding the Fondo with my bike club friends, but you know, there's 6,000 people and I never found them all day. I did the whole thing by myself. So anyway, it was, so I made a list of the things that I wish I would have had or brought. Make some goals for 2023, just, you know, for weight, you know, the things I want to do, rejoin my bike club, look, find another journal like this one for 2023. I knew it wasn't looking good. I made a list for YouTube in here, like all the things that I needed to get, learn how to do, how to set stuff up. And then I won't show you too much of this, but I have a big list here of all of my content ideas to just brain dump, to kind of just give myself a little bit of structure as I start this YouTube journey. So that is it. What else have I got? I think that's it. I have one sheet of blank paper left. This book, I have been it's like a best friend at this point, and I'm going to miss it when it runs out. But what I'll do is I'll close this up and I'll quickly pull out my new one and show you what I'm planning on using for 2023. Okay, so for 2023, I've got 2 books here. This is going to be a 2-parter because, like I said, I can't find a replacement for the book I have that I love. So the one, I have a calendar, another 2023 Plan With Me calendar. It's a different brand. It's called Rae Dunn. Look, I got it on sale. It was like 12 bucks. So I got this calendar, and then I got the matching notebook. So all the notebook is just that. It's just sheets of blank paper. So I thought, you know, I have lots of tabs. Like I have Post-it notes like you couldn't even believe. So I can tab this and make lists and do all kinds of stuff with just the notebook. This was not expensive either. So the training journal itself is just going to be this planner, 17-month planner. It started in August 22. Obviously I'm not going to start, I'll start using it when we get up to January 2023. So this is what the spreads look like. God, I could be shooting this video and the light is just shit the whole time. I'm so sorry about that. So the squares are smaller, but I should be okay. I'll just get my fine liners out. There's a little list here. You can make little notes. And then it did have a similar-ish layout for the week. So it has about the same amount of space for, what I'm going to be training that day, and then it just has a weekend on the bottom. There's no room for a weekly wrap up, which kind of sucks. But I got to make do with what I could find here. So I think maybe that's where this notebook will come in to handy. I can journal in this, make lists in this, all my plans for how I'm going to take over the world. Just kidding. Yeah, so that's it. So this is what I'm planning on using for 2023. It is significantly smaller. Like it's tinier. It's size-wise, it's much smaller than what I have. I mean, it's not that much smaller, but it is smaller and it's way, way thinner. So you can just tell, like, it's just a much smaller book. I'm not going to abandon all hope that Michaels won't come out with more of these books, but if they don't, so be it. I'll make do. I'll make do with dream big. So that's it. That's my training journal. I will flip the camera around and wrap it up. All right, so that's all I got. That was just a short tour of my fitness journal, my triathlon training journal that I've used over the last year, and my plans for next year, how I'm gonna track my training. Like I said, I'm not super thrilled with the new book that I have, but I think it'll be fine. I am gonna keep my fingers crossed and see if Michaels will come out with more of these planner books, but I think maybe the trend is falling off too. It was quite popular for a long time. Like I remember going on YouTube and these videos would come up as recommendations for me for whatever reason, and I did watch some of them and found them interesting, but boy, people put a lot of work into making their planners look so fancy and so nice, and so that's why I was able to get the one that I have now, and that's what it was designed for. But for me, for keeping just track of my fitness and my training plan, it's been just so good. I would, I highly recommend doing it if it's something that you think you might find value in, and find something you like to use. And this lives on my desk. Like I look at this every single day. Like it's on my desk every single day. So I see that visual cue. I know I work out almost every day anyway, but what I'll be doing that day, and it just, gives you that at a glance look when you're all done. And, for me, I think the biggest value is just having that visual, that visual record all in one spot of all of the work and all of the training that I've been putting in for over a year now. And it's, you know, at this point, it's just a part of me, like my training is. So that's it. I'm happy to share any more information if you have any specific questions, or if you wanted still shots of anything, or if you're more curious about my training schedule. I do have plans on doing a separate video about that, of, you know, what I do for the week and for the month, and or the, you know, the training blocks that I follow. And I'll be getting into all of that again as I uptick my training schedule in December as I set out training for the Ironman. So yeah, that's got lots of good plans. 2023 is gonna be good. It's gonna be another good year for training. It'll be a good year. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, anyway, I'm rambling. Once again, I'm good at that. So thanks for watching this video. Leave me a note down below if you have any questions, comments, and I will see you next video. Okay, thanks for hanging out. Okay, bye, see you next time. Okay.